In white going from left to right. Rashane DeLoach wins the tip for Wofford, and Donald Davis will bring it into the forecourt. Right wing to Starzy Walker. Navy opens in a man-to-man set. On the left wing, here's Donald. He's going to put up a jumper over Skipworth. Can't get it to go. Rebound taken in by Savane, and here comes Navy up the floor. Reggie Skipworth goes on the right wing to Victor. Now high post Savane, left wing to Skip Victor. He's going to lob it low, and Alfred Forbes steps out and steals the pass. Alfred averaging 3 steals a game, gets one right there as he outleaped Robert Reeder for the ball. Terriers have it. No score, 30 seconds in. Donald Davis directing traffic. Circles left with his dribble. Now crosses over to the right. Double teamed on the right block as he picks up his dribble and a steal as Victor goes to the floor to take it away. Now Skipworth feeds the cutter to the basket, and we're going to get a blocking foul against Alfred Forbes as Chris Williams goes for the lay-in. Williams filling the lane, took the shovel pass. Alfred Forbes getting back on defense, tried to plant and pick up the charge, but the official says he didn't have position. One on Alfred. That'll be one on the Terriers as a group. And now Chris Williams, a 62% free throw shooter, will get a couple. Williams out of Savannah, Georgia, bends at the knees, up with the right hand, missed it off the back iron. Navy having trouble at the line this year. As a group, they are shooting just 58%. Second shot on the way for Chris Williams is short. Rebound Alfred Forbes. By the way, Navy has 3 Williams. They have Chris, John, and Josh. So I will be saying first names in front of the surname Williams all night long for the Terriers. Here's Ian Chadwick out front, guarded by Victor. Left wing now to Alfred Forbes. Alfred against Chris Williams. Drives, spins, side of the lane. Jumper from 10 feet away won't go. And Savane has the weak side rebound for the midshipman. No score. We've played a minute and 15 seconds. Navy in the navy blue working right to left. Feed goes inside to Reeder, and he will lay the ball in on the block. Chris Williams with the feed from the right wing. Give him the assist, and Navy has a 2-0 lead. Ian Chadwick on the right wing, guarded by Victor. Up top, Starzy Walker. Left wing, Donald Davis. Thought about a three-pointer. Instead, drives to the paint. Kicks it back out to Walker. Walker works left side of the lane with a dribble. Pulls up for a jumper. It's short. Terriers now 0 for 3 from the floor. One and out again. Reeder with the offensive rebound. Now a long outlet from Skipworth to the baseline. Off the hands of Chris Williams. Out of bounds to the Terriers. 18-12 to play in the first half. 2-0. Navy leading. Richard Johnson off the Terrier bunch, saying, hey, let's run that offense a little bit cleaner. Donald Davis picks up his dribble in the forecourt. Now on the right wing, here's Chadwick. Up top to Walker. On the left wing to Davis. Davis watched by Skipworth, who has a 2-inch height advantage. Here's Forbes on the right side. Alfred goes on the wing to Walker. Up top, Davis. Davis works with the right hand as he backs away with his dribble. 10 on the shot clock. Feed goes to Chadwick. Baseline fall-away jumper. No good from 12. Not a good shot for Ian. And Savane has another uncontested rebound. On the run for Navy all the way. Basket scored by Williams, and he's fouled as well. The bucket will count. Chris Williams taking the outlet just beyond the three-point circle, goes to the basket with his right hand, picks up contact. Starzy Walker called for the foul. The leaning shot is hit by Williams, and he'll have a chance to complete the three-point play. Navy up 4-0. Williams has already missed twice from the line tonight in 2 tries. And his third try is good. A 3-point play for Chris Williams, and the midshipmen lead at 5-0. 7:35 to play in the first half. Donald Davis high up on the left side to Alfred Forbes against the Navy man-to-man defense. Here's Starzy Walker. Up top to Davis. Donald, right wing Ian Chadwick, guarded out there by Victor, who wants to force him to the left. Chadwick with the left hand, puts it to the floor, now gives away to Donald Davis. Davis in the post to Chadwick. Down low to DeLoach, goes up for the shot, he's fouled. Rashane DeLoach double teamed in on the block, fouled. And the call will go, well, they say it's against number 34, but it's 32. That'll be Skip Victor. DeLoach matched up with 6'8" Papa Savane down on the low post, but then Victor collapsed to help out with the double team, and the smaller Skip Victor picks up his first foul, and Rashane DeLoach misses his first free throws. The Terriers still yet to score. Substitutions for the Terriers. Terenthiel White, who had 6 rebounds the other night in the win over Army, checks in, along with freshman Colin Largent, who had a frustrating night, did not score in 10 minutes against the Cadets. DeLoach's second free throw is good, and the Terriers are on the board. Navy's lead is 5-1. 17-14 to play in the first half for the midshipmen. Victor driving all the way, tries the lay-in with the right hand, rolls off, rebound Colin Largent for the Terriers. Donald Davis into the forecourt. Left wing Largent thought about a three, now wants to drive, and he travels. Indecision by the freshman out of Hickory, North Carolina. Wasn't sure whether to shoot, drive, or pass. And in that indecision, he traveled. So the Terriers turn it over. Wofford has been playing man-to-man defense throughout. Skipworth will angle to the left side with his dribble. Down speed, goes in low now to Chris Williams. Double-teamed, his pass in and out of the hands of Reeder. Loose in the backcourt. Chadwick picks it up, drives all the way, and lays it in off the glass. Ian Chadwick out of there with a steal on a poor pass. Terrier double-team in on the low post, creates a turnover. Chadwick with a bucket, and Navy's lead is 5-3. Midshipmen in blue going from right to left. On the right wing, here's Skipworth holding against Davis. Sophomore for Navy, a senior for the Terriers in that matchup. Down speed goes low to Safani. Loose ball. Largent got a piece of it. However, down the lane goes Chris Williams. Leans in, draws contact. A foul. The lay-in won't go, but he'll get 2 free throws. Terrier foul against Rashane DeLoach, number 1 on him, 2 on the team. 16:20 to play in the half. Midshipmen leading 5-3, and now Chris Williams back to the line again. Well, we have learned early that 6'4" sophomore Chris Williams is not shy about driving to the basket. Williams, 1 for 3 from the line tonight, short with his first. Now he's 1 for 4 the other night at Belmont. Chris Williams, one of just 2 midshipmen in double figures in that 1-point win. He had 10 points, went 2 of 3 from the line. Second shot on the way. This one is perfect. 4 points for Williams. Navy leads 6-3. In the forecourt, Terenthiel White out high for the Terriers. Left wing to Largent. In the corner to Davis. 17-footer, flat, short, and Savani has another weak side rebound. Nobody's getting a body on Satafa Savani. Savani at the left elbow. Kicks it inside. Ball back out to Victor. Back outside. Skipworth launches a 3, and he hits it. Reggie Skipworth, just a 25% shooter from outside the arc. Gets a wide open tray from up top. And the midshipmen now have a 9-3 lead. 15:46 to play in the first half. Donald Davis up top to Ian Chadwick. Down speed on the left side, Colin Largent. Chest pass to the right wing. That'll be Chadwick for 3. Missed it. Little too much. Rebound Reeder. Navy on the run. Skipworth down the floor for Chris Williams. Hook pass goes inside to Savani. Triple team, but he fights it up and scores anyway. Satafa Savani averaging 14 points per game in traffic. Got it through a triple team. He is shooting 63% from the floor this year. Navy with an 8-point lead, 11-3. Now Chadwick bounces it inside for Kenny Hasty, who is checked in. Ball batted out of his hands, but it comes away to White. Left wing, here's Largent. Largent up top, Donald Davis. Right wing to Chadwick. Chadwick baseline to White. Wheels in on Savani. Banks it in from 6 feet away. Spin move for sophomore Terenthiel White. He's got his first 2. And Navy's 6-0 run is terminated there. It's an 11-5 midshipman lead. Savani, hook pass inside, goes to Reeder, goes up for the shot, he's fouled, and Richard Johnson is all over the official for that foul call. Richard is hot. Donald Davis called for the foul. That's his first, 3 on the team, and Richard is hot, actually 4 on the team. Now Terriers have committed 4, the midshipmen just 1. 14:45 to play in the half, and now Robert Reeder, who has scored 2 points, will get to shoot a couple. Just a 38% free throw shooter. Makes his home in Pasadena, California. First shot is good. Wholesale substitutions for the Terriers. Freshman point guard John Pryor about to see his first action. Alfred Forbes, Starzy Walker also check in. So you've got Hasty, Largent, Pryor, Walker, and Forbes out there for the Terriers. Navy's lead is 12-5. Second shot on the way for Reeder, right-handed, good. Didn't look like a 38% shooter right there, and we have immediate by Navy's Chris Williams. So the Terriers get it back. Wofford from the floor thus far, just 2 for 10. Navy, meanwhile, 4 for 5. Big difference. John Pryor directing traffic out high, goes on the left side to Walker. Up top, Colin Largent. Left elbow to Forbes, off the dribble. He'll put up and miss a 15-footer. Savani with the rebound. Boy, he has been a horse in there. Savani already has come up with 5 rebounds for the Middies. On the left wing, long two-pointer put up and missed by Chris Williams. Gets his own rebound. His putback blocked by Kenny Hasty. In traffic, ball put up and scored by Chris Williams. Williams working hard on the boards. Boy, Richard Johnson told us during the pregame show rebounding was going to be the key tonight. Navy has out-rebounded the Terriers 9-2, and they've got a 15-5 lead. Coach knew what he was saying, I can tell you that. Here's John Pryor up top with the dribble. Goes on the right wing now to Largent. Up top to Walker. Navy staying in that man-to-man set. Pryor guarded by Skipworth. Right wing to Walker. Walker watched by Savani, who has a 5-inch height advantage. 8 on the shot clock now. High pass in and out of Pryor's hands. Saves at the far side. 4 on the shot clock. He's 45 feet from the basket. 2 seconds, and we get a blocking foul against Navy's Skipworth. That is a huge break for the Terriers. 1 second on the shot clock. Pryor had nowhere to go. He was 30 feet from the basket, pinned against the far sideline. And Reggie Skipworth called for a block, bails out the Terriers. That's the first on Skipworth, 2 on the team. Navy going to the bench. Now Sean Murray, a 6'3" sophomore from Portland, Oregon, will check in out of Benson High School. 15-5. Navy up 10 points, 13-18 to play in the first half. Pryor left wing to Chadwick. Terriers playing far from the basket. This Navy man-to-man defense is quick as we'll see. Pryor up top to Walker. Walker left side to Chadwick. Chadwick trying to work off a pick. Instead goes right wing with a chest pass to Pryor. Up top to Walker. Left wing Chadwick guarded by Victor. Feed goes inside to Forbes. Foul over the back committed by Sean Murray. Murray trying to step out and bat that pass away. Called for his first foul. Murray averaging 3 points per game off the bench. The other night against Belmont, he was a big part of the Middies' win. 17 minutes, 6 points. Terriers get another new shot clock. John Pryor calling for motion, nobody moving. He has a very disgusted look on his face as he gets it away. Chadwick runs the lane, goes up for the off-balance shot after switching hands, and he is fouled. Robert Reeder commits his first. That's 4 on the midshipman. Now Ian Chadwick will go to the line. He'll get a couple. And let's see, Don DeVoe pointing out that one of the midshipmen may have blood coming out of his nose. Thus, Navy may have to go to the bench. 12:47 to play in the half. Now, Richard Johnson had that one little tirade following the foul underneath the Terrier basket. And ever since, the call's starting to go in Wofford's direction. 3 straight fouls called against Navy. Rashane DeLoach into the Terrier lineup. Kenny Hasty will take a seat. Meanwhile, for Navy, substitution now. One of their big guys off the bench, 6', 11-inch sophomore. In from the line, 78% on the season. This will be his first trip to the stripe. Out of Atlanta, the crowd has been quieted a little bit by that Navy injury. First shot for Ian, missed it off the back iron. He'll get another. Terriers won the other night over Army, but they really struggled at the foul line, especially late in the game. Gave Army a chance to hang around. Second shot by Ian is perfect. And it's 15-6. Now the Terriers, for the first time tonight, will press in the full floor. Long outlet comes to Savani. Center of the floor now to Victor. He'll work it into the forecourt with a right-handed dribble. Hands away to Skipworth to run the Middies offense against the Terriers man-to-man D. Skipworth against Pryor. Angles left with his dribble. Goes foul line to Savani. Savani left wing now to Skipworth. Skipworth with the right hand will give it away up top to Murray. Now a bounce feed goes in low on the post to Cunningham. Ball knocked out of his hands. A steal for Walker. Here's Chadwick in the other direction. Off-balance lay-in won't go. Cunningham clears for Navy. Uncontested lay-in for Ian Chadwick did not go. Still a 9-point midshipman lead. 12-10 to play in the first half. For Navy, bounce feed goes in on the low clock to Savani. He's double-teamed, and Alfred Forbes comes away with the steal. Boy, the Terriers' double-downs are doing a pretty good job in the post. Forbes up top with a scissors dribble, moving to his right. Gives away to Chadwick. Now up top to John Pryor. Pryor looking over the man-to-man set. Left elbow to Walker. Starzy hemmed in. Gets it back up to Pryor. Pryor angling right with his dribble. In the paint to Forbes. Drives to the basket. Cunningham checks his shot. 6'11" Mike Cunningham blocks the shot from Forbes. Other way now for Navy. Victor to the baseline with a behind-the-back dribble. Cut off nicely by Chadwick. Terriers go to their 1-3-1 matchup zone. On the left wing, here's Victor up top to Skipworth. He'll back away and reset. Navy's lead is 15-6. 16 on the shot clock for Skipworth, the sophomore. Guarded by Pryor, who's giving up 2 inches. Bounce feed. Low block goes to Murray. Back out to Skipworth. Open for a 3, and he hits it. 2 trays now in the ball game for Reggie Skipworth. The Navy's lead is their best of the contest at 18-6. John Pryor will ease it into the forecourt for the Terriers. High up on the left side to Walker. Chest pass on the wing now to Alfred Forbes holding. Forbes will work the floor with the right hand. Guarded out there by Murray. Gives it away to Ian Chadwick. Runs to the right side. Pops a 13-footer in and out. Cunningham with the rebound. Boy, he is tall in there. Towering over Rashane DeLoach. Navy with the ball up 12. Cunningham high post. Right wing now to Murray. Lobs it low to Savane. Savane up top to Victor. Left wing Skipworth. Wide open look at a 3, got another. John Pryor got hung up on a against Army. Richard Johnson mentioned that was one of the key sticking points in the win. Something he was not pleased with was defensive execution. For the Terriers, down 15 points. Alfred Forbes up top with the ball. High up on the left side to Donald Davis. Donald, left side of the lane to Chadwick. He is run over by Skip Victor. Victor off balance defensively as Chadwick beat him to his left. And Victor knocked him down. Didn't mean to. That's 2 on Victor, 5 on the team. Boy, would the Terriers like to see Victor have to take a seat due to foul trouble. 10-13 to play in the first half. Donald Davis out high with the ball. Guarded there by Skipworth. His pass underneath. Deflected off the backboard, stolen away by Murray. Murray, left wing feed to the cutter. Underneath goes Chris Williams, and a reverse jam using the rim as a defender gives Navy a 23-6 lead. The midshipmen have now put together quite a run. That is 8 points for Chris Williams, and that time he showed his athleticism dunking on Rashane DeLoach. Here's Bishop Ravenel, who enters. Bounce feed in low to Forbes. Outside to Davis. Donald, ball fake, runs into the paint, shovels underneath to DeLoach. His shot blocked by Williams. His putback blocked by Cunningham, but Ravenel comes out of there with it. Left wing now to Alfred Forbes. 7 on the shot clock. Alfred, fall away jumper, hits the side of the backboard and misses. Gets his own rebound. 2 on the shot clock. Goes up for the shot, and he is fouled by Murray in the other direction now. Skip Victor behind the back pass to Murray, and Murray lays it in off transition. Navy's lead is 25-6. 9:07 to play in the half, and things have become very ugly very quickly for the Terriers. Boy, is this Navy team good defensively. Forbes up top to Chadwick. Right wing now to Donald Davis. Davis works with the left hand, circling up top. Right wing to Forbes. Forbes drives to the left, and he'll put up a running 15-footer. Doesn't get it to go, but he is fouled by Sean Murray. 2 on Murray, 6 on the team. And Forbes will get to shoot. 8:48 to play in the half. Navy's lead is 25-6. And they're doing it with defense. Yes, they're scoring in transition, but those transition buckets coming as a result of good defense. And the Terriers have been just ice cold from the field. Only 2 field goals scored by Wofford tonight, and we're over 11 minutes into the ball game. Alfred Forbes has his first point of the night as he hits a free throw. It's now 25-7, 76% from the line this year for Alfred. He'll get another. Second shot for the senior is good, and it's now 25-8. Terriers again pressing the full floor. Skipworth in the backcourt, hounded by Donald Davis. Skipworth scissors dribble to his left. Finds Chris Williams in the forecourt. Foul line extended left, and Navy will bring it back out to Skipworth to restart the offense. For the midshipman, Skipworth, dangerous three-point threat. We've established that. Angling to his right. Up top now to Murray. Murray on the left wing to Victor, who's been relatively quiet, but he hasn't had to pick up much of the scoring. Victor, left side, drives to the foul line, hangs in the air. Shot over Chadwick won't go. In fact, it's an air ball short over the end line to the Terriers. Ian Chadwick with some nice defense had a hand in the face of Skip Victor, who has yet to score, Navy's leading scorer. 25-8, Midshipmen leading, 8:08 to play in the half. Alfred Forbes for Wofford. High up on the right side to Ravenel. Ravenel hounded by Chris Williams. Left wing to Alfred Forbes. Three-pointer, too much. Good rebound hauled in by Navy's Skipworth as he boxed it out on Kenny Hasty at the other end. Short jumper put up off the break by Sean Murray. He hits a 10-footer from the right side. Murray off the bench has now scored 4 points, and Navy's lead is 27-8. For the Terriers, here's Donald Davis. Scissors dribble to his left. Goes on the wing now to Ian Chadwick at the three-point circle. Guarded by Victor. Runs into the paint. Wild off-balance shot is good with the right hand as he shoots it from his hip off the window. Ian now has 5 points, and the Midshipmen's lead is 17. Navy already into the forecourt. They don't waste much time. Victor, three-pointer left wing, too much. Rebound Cunningham. His putback won't go. Cunningham tries again with a chip. No good. And Ravenel pulls it in for the Terriers. Defensive rebound in traffic for Ravenel at 6'7", the sophomore out of Charleston. Wofford in possession, trailing 27-10. 7 minutes to play in the first half. Here's Chadwick. Right wing Alfred Forbes gets it low to Hasty. Man off his feet with a ball fake, and he lays it in. Kenny Hasty got the caller. Mike Cunningham off his feet with a ball fake, and the Terriers now trail 27-12. Skipworth out high. Terriers sink back into their 1-3-1 matchup zone. Skipworth angling left with his dribble. Eyed by Donald Davis. Bounce pass in on the low post. Comes to Chris Williams. Now on the swing. Here's Victor. Going to run the lane. Blocked by Forbes. 3-on-1. Terriers with numbers. Chadwick bounce feed underneath to Davis. Missed the lay-in. Forbes can't get the follow to go, but he's fouled. Terriers with 3 cracks on it on the break. All 3 didn't go. 3 layups missed, but the third time, Alfred Forbes drew contact. Reggie Skipworth's second foul. 7 on the team, so now with 6:23 to play in the half, the Terriers will be in the bonus the rest of the way. Both teams ready to make wholesale substitutions as Alfred Forbes, who has 2 points tonight, will go back to the line. He's 2 for 2 from the stripe this evening. First shot is no good. Missed it off the back iron. It's still 27-12 in favor of the visiting Midshipmen. Colin Largent, Starzy Walker into the Terrier lineup. Chadwick and Ravenel will come off. Navy with some new faces in there. Chris Worthing, a 6-foot sophomore, in at a guard spot. Worthing from Inman, Kansas. Also, John Williams, a 6'5 sophomore, is checked in. No, he hasn't. Robert Reeder is checked back in. Second shot by Alfred Forbes. Terriers getting a nice bucket out of Kenny Hasty, but they have to shut down the Midshipmen's inside game. Into the forecourt, Chris Worthing for the Mids along the right wing. Between his legs with the dribble against Davis. He drives, but he stepped on the sideline first. Uncontested turnover to the Terriers. These are things that'll get the momentum going. Quick number check. Navy from the floor, 63%. 3 of 4 from outside the arc. Terriers, 18% from the floor at 4 for 22. Colin Largent, left side to Starzy Walker. Walker watched by, well, who is that? 24 out of the man-to-man defense. We've got an unidentified midshipman out there on the floor for Navy. It's 24 on the right wing on a Navy steal, and he's called for a double dribble. Who is number 24 for Navy? John Williams, who is not wearing 45, as he is listed in my book. He is wearing 24. John Williams turns the ball over on the dribble. For the Terriers, here's Terenthiel White out high. Wofford down 14. Colin Largent on the left side, goes right side to Donald Davis, loses the ball off his knee out of bounds. Wanted to go to the floor against John Williams and simply turn the ball over. His hands quicker than his feet. 5:30 to play in the half. 27-13, Midshipmen leading. Worthing into the forecourt, angling right with his dribble. Watched out there by Davis. Bounce feed inside. Good hustle. Nearly a steal for Terenthia White, but it's taken out of his hands. On the left wing, it's going to be John Williams. Three-pointer is good. John Williams, a 40% shooter from outside the arc. Off the scramble, had the ball roll to him, and he was wide open for the three-pointer. He hits it. Navy now leading 30-13. Now Terenthia White handling out high. Nearly loses the ball. He is hounded with one knee on the floor, and he traveled. Chris Williams creating the turnover. Terenthia White getting caught in no man's land, trying to dribble out high, went to one knee, picked the ball up, and then he traveled. Navy continues to smother the Terriers. Wofford has turned the ball over in this basketball game now 4 times, but it seems worse. Worthing out high with his dribble, angling left for the midshipman, watched by Pryor. Up top now, here's John Williams, right-handed dribble against Chadwick. Bounce feed in the right corner to Murray. Murray to John Williams. On the left side, comes away to Worthing. Worthing, watched by Pryor. Up to John Williams out front, about 22 feet away. Bounce feed goes in on the low block to Reeder. Return to John Williams. Another three-pointer is good from the right wing. 6 points very quickly off the bench for John Williams. The other night at Belmont, he played just 2 minutes and didn't score. Terriers now down 20 points, 33-13. Navy with their best lead of the ball game. 4 minutes, 10 seconds to play in the first half. Ian Chadwick running the point, right side to Walker. Walker guarded out there by John Williams, works to the baseline with his dribble, now hits Forbes at the right elbow. Jumper way off, nearly an air ball. Missed the rim altogether. Rebound comes away to Reeder. Outlet down the floor. Murray off the dribble, puts up a shot, and he scores. Sean Murray. It has been a miserable shooting night for the Wofford Terriers. 35-13, Navy up following the 22nd timeout. John Pryor working left to right will bring it up the floor. Terriers in white having a tough time at home. Pryor into the forecourt, guarded by Worthing, goes up top now to Ian Chadwick, tries to slide left off a pick from Forbes, runs all the way to the baseline, gets caught in midair as he goes up for the shot, but he's fouled. Bailed out that time, I believe, by Sean Murray. Yep, Murray has 3 fouls now, 8 on the team, and Ian will go to the line. Chadwick 1 for 2 from the line thus far tonight. He has scored 5 points to lead the Terriers. Ian Chadwick has been in double figures 3 consecutive games, 5 out of his last 6. And Chadwick will try to cut into a 22-point midshipman lead. First free throw is good. He gets some sarcastic reaction from the crowd. Last year, the Terriers played at Navy. Navy beat Wofford easily in Annapolis. About this time of year, in fact, the final was 80-64. Chadwick finished with just 3 points. Second shot, no good. Hasty tries to tip it back, can't get it to go. Gets his own rebound and scores with the right hand. A baby hook shot from the right side for Kenny Hasty. He's got 4 points off the bench. Together and his defense improves, he's going to be a good player at 6'8". And the Terriers need some frontline help. All the way to the baseline with a right-handed dribble goes Worthing. He'll pull up for an 8-footer and hit it over Starzy Walker. Chris Worthing doing it all himself that time for Navy, the only one to touch the ball that possession. And the midshipmen are up 37-16. John Pryor along the right wing. Bounce feed low to Hasty. He's going to back in on his man. Shot over Reeder won't go. And the rebound taken down by John Williams for the midshipmen. They have the ball in a 21-point lead. Hasty missing the bunny shot from in close. Worthing along the left wing. Up top now to John Williams. And on the low block to Savane, who has returned to the lineup. And as he tries to go up for the shot, the ball stripped. But it's out of bounds off the foot of Stifafa Savane out of Senegal. And the Terriers get it back, trailing by 21. 2:40 to play in the half. John Pryor across the midcourt stripe. Watched out high by Worthing. Gives away to Alfred Forbes, top of the circle. Bounce feed to the backdoor cutter. Ian Chadwick shot won't go off the glass. Rebound loose, still loose. Chadwick tries to run it down at the near side in front of Reeder, but the ball's out of bounds into the Navy bench. Last touch by the Terriers, Ian Chadwick. So the midshipmen get the ball back, leading 37-16. Wofford shooting percentage from the floor. This half may finish under 20%. Worthing to the left wing with his dribble. Bounce feed in low to Chris Williams. Turns, misses over Starzy Walker off the glass. Missed a 7-footer. Alfred Forbes rips down the defensive board. Got it away from John Williams. And here come the Terriers down 21. Forbes holding out high. Gives away to Ian Chadwick. High up on the left side. Chadwick, left wing, Starzy Walker. He's going to put up a 3 over Savani. It rims out. Rebound comes away to Reeder for Navy. Now driving coast to coast. John Williams, off balance shot, won't go, nearly traveled. Now Chadwick with the defensive rebound. Ball knocked out of his hands, but out of bounds to Wofford over the near sideline. Fine hustling play that time by John Williams for Navy. I'll tell you what, he doesn't look like the most graceful of athletes, but he plays hard, and he nearly came up with a backcourt steal. Terriers get it back down 37-16. Coming up at halftime, we'll talk to one of the Lady Terrier basketball players, Erica Brown from Battery Creek, South Carolina. Starzy Walker with the ball on the left wing for the Terriers. Watched by Savani out of the man-to-man. Up top to Forbes. Alfred, 17-footer, hand in his face, no good. Long rebound, run down by John Williams. Here come the mids. John Williams along the left wing. Bounce feed in low to Savani. Wheels in on Hasty. Has the ball knocked out of his hands. Gets it back. Shot won't go. Rebound in traffic. Put up and scored by Reeder. Offensive board and a bucket as Reeder scores against a double team using the glass. It's 39-16, Navy leading for the Terriers. Here's Forbes high up on the left side. Alfred looking for a cutter. Nobody open. Gets rid of it to Chadwick. Chadwick, top of the circle, drives to his left, kicks it away to Walker. Inside for Hasty, will get a foul call against Reeder as he tried to reach around Kenny and bat the pass away. Robert Reeder picks up his second, 9 on the midshipman this half. And we'll get a 1-and-1 coming up for sophomore Kenny Hasty, who has scored 4 first half points. Under a minute now, 56 seconds to play in the first half. Wofford trailing 39-16. Hasty making his first trip to the line tonight. He is a 43% shooter from the stripe. And he will shoot 1-and-1. First one on the way, back iron, top of the backboard, and down it goes. It's good. Savani claiming the ball on its way up hit the standard after it hit the back of the rim and should have been ruled out of bounds, but Hasty gets the kind roll. He'll get the bonus now. Second shot on the way for Kenny is short. Rebound tipped in the paint, comes away to Worthing for Navy. They have the ball up 39-17. Worthing lobs it underneath for Chris Williams. Can't make the one-handed dunk. Ball loose. John Williams' follow won't go. Ball out of bounds over the end line to Navy. Mids get it back. 39-17, Navy leading. We're down to 46 seconds in the first half. Kenny Hasty gets a nice hand as he leaves with 5 points. And the Mids will inbound underneath their basket on the end line. Feed is touched by John Pryor, knocked out of bounds, and Navy again will inbound over the end line. Pryor deflecting a pass intended for Worthing. Chris Williams, the trigger man. Looks like the Mids are going to run a set play. Left wing, John Williams works to the baseline with a left-handed dribble. Chadwick pokes it away. However, it comes to Cunningham for Navy. Now on the right wing, here's Savani. He's going to put up an 8-footer, and he missed it. Rebound Ian Chadwick. He's on the run, 2-on-3 with Forbes. Ian shakes to the right baseline. Fall-away jumper won't go, but he drew contact in the foul. Chris Worthing called for his first 10 on the team. We're down to 29.5 seconds in the half. And Ian Chadwick, who is 2 for 4 from the line tonight, will shoot 2 more. He has scored 6 points here in the first half for Wofford. Now in the waning moments of the half, Rashane DeLoach, Colin Largent, sophomore and freshman, getting ready to check in for the Terriers. Chadwick's first shot is good. Ian gets another. It's now 39-18. You know, the Terriers trail big. At one point it was a 22-point deficit, but you still get the feeling they're not out of this thing. They've started to tighten up a little bit on defense, though Navy has not had all of their frontline players in over the last 5 minutes. Second shot for Ian is good. Now Largent and DeLoach will check in. Chadwick will sit down for the final moments of the half. Now Donald Davis ready to check in, but they start play before he can get in there. A 20-point Navy lead. Worthing will cross the timeline with a left-handed dribble against Pryor. Left wing comes away now to Chris Williams. Williams up top to Savane. Savane works the floor once with the right hand against Deloach. Now a pass goes to the cutter. John Williams into the paint. Ball stolen away by Forbes, and Deloach has it for Wofford. Alfred Forbes on the run. 6 seconds in the half. Forbes drives the lane against Cunningham. Draws contact in the foul. He will shoot with 2.6 seconds to play in the half. Alfred Forbes going hard to the basket. Cunningham at 6'11" was back on defense, as was Chris Williams. And Chris Williams has just picked up, or actually they got Chris Worthing picking up his second foul. So Alfred Forbes will shoot 2 with 2.6 seconds to play in the half. Chance to cut the deficit down to 18 at the break, perhaps. First free throw, no good. Missed it off the back rim. Alfred from the line is now 3 for 5. Here's a guy that's been red hot from the line. In his last 5 games coming in, Alfred had been 26 of 31, 84%. Second shot for the fifth-year senior, good. Let's see what Navy does with under 3 seconds to play in the half. Chris Williams triggers it in the backcourt to Worthing. 2 seconds. 1. He won't even try to bring it up. Navy blue, white letters and numbers, gold trim will go left to right. The midshipman will start the second half with the ball. Reggie Skipworth, who hit 3 3-pointers in the first half, angles to the left wing with his dribble, and then his pass is taken away. Donald Davis with a steal for the Terriers. Davis to Starzy Walker high up on the right side. Immediately puts up a 3-pointer. It's short. Rebound Savane as he boxed out on Deloach and Forbes. Navy in the other direction. Skipworth outlet down the floor for Reeder. Goes outside to Victor. Return underneath to Reeder. His shot no good, but there's the follow and the jam for Savane. Savane with a putback and a forceful one at that as he jams it in. Navy's lead is 41-20 with 19 minutes and 20 seconds to play. Donald Davis goes on the right wing to Starzy Walker. Up top to Deloach. Deloach holding out high. Goes on the left wing to Davis. Thought about a 3-pointer over Skipworth. Davis still holding. Now goes in on the block to Forbes. Ball knocked away by Chris Williams. A steal as he dives to the floor to get it. In the other direction, here comes Victor behind his back with the dribble at the midcourt stripe. Runs the lane with a right-handed dribble. He's fouled as he goes up for the shot. And who's it going to go against? Or did they get him for the charge? It's a charging foul. And that's an offensive call against Skip Victor, his third foul. And that'll be Navy's first of the half. Skip Victor a little bit out of control. Now keep in mind, this is a guy leading the midshipman in scoring. He did not score in the first half. Victor in the first half 0 for 4 from the floor in 14 minutes. So perhaps that frustration showing, even though his club is up 21 points. For the Terriers, Ian Chadwick dumps it off to Walker. Walker right wing for Chadwick. 3-pointer, good. Boy, do the Terriers need that. Ian Chadwick buries a tray, and it's a 41-23 Navy lead. 18:36 to go. Other end, Victor to Chris Williams. Tries to drive right baseline into traffic, and he is fouled. Starzy Walker picks up his second, first this half against the Terriers. And Chris Williams was starting to lean into a shot, so he'll get a couple of free throws in the first half. Williams scored 8 points, though he was only 2 of 5 from the line. Terriers down 18 points. First shot for Chris Williams, good. I understand this Navy basketball team was holed up at their hotel in Spartanburg today, riveted on the Army-Navy football game. Second shot, good. Chris Williams gets them both. Navy up 20, 43-23. Donald Davis into the forecourt. Davis high up on the right side now to Ian Chadwick. Works with the right hand, driving against Victor. Now pulls it back out. Feeds Donald Davis. Davis to Forbes on the left wing. Chris Williams nearly steals the pass, though he knocks it out of bounds over the sideline. And the Terriers get it back with 22 on the shot clock, down 43-23. Walker will trigger in up top to Donald Davis. Davis, left-handed dribble out high, guarded by Skipworth. Senior-sophomore matchup matchup here. Davis with the experience advantage, drives to the left elbow, pulls up and hits a 15-footer. First 2 points for Donald Davis, who has been averaging close to 9 points a game over his last 4. Donald gets on the board. Terriers down 18, and now Navy turns it over. Feed inside from Chris Williams to Savane on the block. Out of bounds off his left hand as he had to reach for the pass. Crowd urging on the home team. Wofford down 43-25. Davis angles right with his dribble against Skipworth. Finds Walker at the top of the circle. Starzy wants to work left side of the lane. Draws contact and will get a call against Savane. First against 6'8" junior Sitafa Savane, who has been in this country from Senegal for 4 years. Originally came here as a junior in high school, and then the Navy picked him up out of high school in New York City. Now Alfred Forbes off a feed is going to run the right side of the lane, goes up with a shot. He's fouled. He'll get a couple. That's Chris Williams with his first foul, third on the team. 17:42 to play in the second half. Wofford down 18, and now Alfred Forbes, who has scored 4 points tonight. In fact, has yet to score a field goal. He's 4 of 6 from the line. Will get to shoot a couple. First free throw on the way, short. Alfred now 4 for 7, and again, he had been red hot from the line. In fact, he was 9 for 10 in the win over Army this past Wednesday. Sean Murray, who had a nice first half off the bench for Navy at the guard spot, checks in. Murray is 6'3" sophomore from Portland, Oregon. Second shot for Alfred, good. And Wofford now trails 43-26. Into the forecourt. It's Victor. Victor on the right wing. Goes up top now to Skipworth. Skipworth setting the offense against Wofford's man-to-man defense. Right wing Savane guarded by Deloach. Now on the left side, here's Murray. Cross court with a feed to Skipworth. Three-point circle. Instead he drives into the paint. Donald Davis steals his pass. Davis drives one-on-one. Lays it in under Skipworth. Donald Davis with a steal and a bucket. Navy in the other direction with Wofford now trailing 43-28. Donald Davis with 4 second-half points. That time his defense creates a transition bucket for himself. Skipworth to the right wing with his dribble. Goes up top to Murray. Bounce feed in the post to Savane. Backs in on Deloach. Ball fake. Shot won't go. Rashane clears the defensive boards, and here come the Terriers. Donald Davis, left wing to Forbes. Runs baseline into a double team. Scores with the right hand anyway. Alfred Forbes knifing baseline. That's his first field goal. And now at the other end, we've got a charging call against the midshipmen. Sean Murray trying to... Goes against Sean Murray. His 4th. He's out of the ball game to avoid fouling out. That's 4 on Navy here in the second half. Into the ball game for the midshipmen. A 3-point threat from the outside. John Williams. Man-to-man Navy defense. Donald Davis out high for the Terriers along the far side with his dribble against Skipworth. Up top to Chadwick. Chadwick guarded by Victor, who's been tough on him tonight. Right wing, here's Starzy. Walker. Walker up top to Deloach, guarded by John Williams. Now on the right wing, here's Davis. Baseline feed to Chadwick. Almost loses the dribble. Picks it up off the floor. Finds Walker. Starzy for 3. Good. Starzy Walker has his first 3 of the night as he buries a tray. He was open off a screen. Terriers have cut the deficit to 10. 43-33. Savane, low block, feeds Williams on the give and go. He scores and he's fouled. That could be a momentum buster. Williams, the trailer, fills the lane, takes the pass, and scores. Tell you what, John Williams is a nice spark plug player for Don DeVoe to bring off the bench. Terrier foul against Donald Davis, 2 on him, second this half on the team. And now I said that was John Williams with the basket. I take it back. That's Robert Reeder with the hoop. He now has 8 points, and he'll look to complete the 3-point play. Shot on the way. No good. Back iron. Rebound loose in the lane. Comes down to Rashane Deloach for Wofford. Navy's lead is 45-33. Donald Davis angles right with his dribble, goes on the wing to Ian Chadwick, guarded out there by Victor. Chadwick, right wing to Forbes, wants to wheel around Chris Williams, knifes baseline, hangs in the air, shot won't go, contact no call, rebound Deloach, and Rashane sticks it back off the glass. Rashane Deloach in traffic gets a bucket, and it's 45-35. Navy's lead is 10 points with 15:30 to play. Chris Williams looking to drive the paint. Alfred Forbes with a steal. Runs one-on-one against Victor. Finger roll is good. Alfred Forbes with a bucket off the steal. It's an 8-point game, 45-37. Colin Largent getting ready to check in for Wofford. Navy going left to right in dark blue. Along the right wing, here's Skipworth. Low post, Savani backs in on Deloach. Turn, shot from the baseline, flat, no good. Weak side rebound comes away to Chris Williams. His put back, no good, but he drew contact and a foul. Wofford has cut the deficit to 8, but the foul call goes against Ian Chadwick as he and Deloach collapsed on defense. That's 1 on Ian and 3 on the team. The Ben Johnson Arena has come alive here in the second half. Chris Williams to the line. He will get a couple of free throws. He has 10 points on the night, averaging 8.5 per game. First shot short. Pryor, Largent, Hasty all into the Wofford lineup. Deloach, Davis, and Walker will all take a seat. Second shot coming up for Chris Williams, who is 4 out of 9 from the line tonight. Second free throw good. And Navy now has a 46-37 lead. Substitution for Navy now. Sean Murray, who has 4 fouls, back into the lineup. Terriers will inbound in the backcourt. Navy for a moment looked like they were going to come with full court pressure, but now they back away. Sophomore John Pryor running the point now. Left wing to Largent. Largent gives away in the corner to Forbes. Alfred once to the floor. Bounce pass inside for Hasty, kicked by Sean Murray. So a new shot clock for the Terriers. Trailing by 9. Again at the break, they were down 19. Just over 5 minutes into the second half here at the Ben Johnson Arena. Pryor between his legs with the dribble out front against Skipworth. Gives away to Largent high up on the left side. Up top to Forbes. Forbes right wing Pryor. Looking for a cutter. Finds Largent. 3-point circle. Ball fake. Drives left side of the lane. Goes up for the shot. He's fouled. They get Robert Reeder for his third. 5 on the team. And that play was created when Largent took off with a left-handed dribble drive and blew right past Sean Murray. And that may have something to do with the fact that Murray's playing with 4 fouls. Colin Largent has yet to score tonight. And here's his first free throw of the evening. It's good. Navy's lead is 46-38. Starzy Walker in, Ian Chadwick out. Colin Largent did not score the other night against Army. That was after he scored 12 the night before that against Toccoa Falls. Second shot for the freshman, perfect. Terriers have cut the deficit down to 7. It's 46-39. Wofford will come with a 3-quarters press. It's broken with a long pass forecourt to Savani. Drives underneath. Fouled by Kenny Hasty, getting back on defense. Terriers look confused right there. They weren't sure exactly how to administer the press, and Navy took advantage. A long outlet to Savani, who took it to the block and then was fouled as he went up. So Sitafa Savani, a 54% free throw shooter, will get a couple of free throws here. Hasty called for his first personal. That's 4 on the team. Through the noise, first shot for Savani is good. He now has scored 5 points. In Navy's 1-point win at Belmont on Thursday night, Savani had 4 points in 25 minutes. Went 2 of 3 from the line from Senegal. Second shot, short. Alfred Forbes clears. Here come the Terriers down 8 points. 14.5 minutes to play. Forbes angling right with his dribble, goes right wing to Largent. Now here's Pryor in the corner. He'll circle up top with a right-handed dribble. Now Forbes wants to run the lane, loses the dribble off his foot. A steal for Victor. Victor running 3-on-3, will pull it back out, hands to Skipworth. Up top, Savani. Now on the right wing, here's Murray. Low post feed to Reeder, turns on Largent and scores off the mismatch. Reeder posting up Colin Largent with a 4-inch height advantage, and he banks it in from the right block. 10-point Navy lead, 49-39. On the right wing, here's Forbes, guarded by Victor, up top to Pryor. Pryor thought about a three, instead holds up against Skipworth. On the right wing, here's Walker to Pryor, runs right side of the lane, kicks right wing to Starzy, three-pointer rattles out. Rebound Reeder, and here comes Navy, leading by 10. Long outlet down the floor to Murray, puts it up and in over Hasty. Transition bucket again for the midshipman. Sean Murray now has scored 8 points off the bench, and Navy has widened the lead back out to a dozen. It's 51-39 with 13:20 to play. Here's Pryor on the left wing now to Largent. Largent hits the cutter underneath. Walker missed the layup. Starzy misses the layup. Rebound out of bounds. Last touch by Starzy Walker as he tried to take it away from Savant. He may have landed on his hip as he fell down at the far side of the floor. 51-39, Navy with the lead and the ball. Terriers pressing in the full floor. Skip Victor nearly has it stolen away by Ian Chadwick, but the ball comes out of bounds here right in front of us at the near side. Over to Navy. Last touch by Chadwick, who nearly took the ball away from Skip Victor. 13:07 to play. Terriers trailed by 19 at the break. They have turned it up a notch. They're down a dozen. Skipworth angles to the left wing with his dribble, bounces in on the baseline now to Chris Williams, goes up for the shot, deflected by Hasty. Nice job by Kenny to help out on a double team. Ball out of bounds over the end line, still in Navy's possession with 19 on the shot clock. Kenny Hasty helping out Terrential White in the low post, putting the clamps on athletic Chris Williams. Donald Davis back into the Terrier lineup. Reeder high up on the left side for Skipworth. Skipworth guarded by Davis. Goes along the baseline now. Running one-hander put up and missed by Chris Williams. Rebound put up and in by Chris Williams. Offensive board and a bucket for Williams, who has now scored 13 points. Navy back up to a 14-point bulge. Donald Davis looking for a cutter, goes on the right wing now to Terrential White. White picks up his dribble, hounded by Chris Williams, pass deflected. Donald Davis saves it at the midcourt stripe, preventing an over and back violation. 17 on the shot clock for Chadwick. Left wing now to White. Baseline feed to Davis. Ball fake as he wheels in on Skipworth, goes to the basket. Contact, no call. Rebound Terrential White, goes up for the putback, and we get a held ball over to Navy. Nice job in on the low post by Reeder to defend that layup. He checked the shot, and under the new rules, a held ball goes to the defense. So Navy will get it back, leading 53-39. Donald Davis drew contact running underneath the basket, ran into Reeder. No call on the contact. The layup didn't go. Terriers will press in the full floor, down 14 points. Cut the lead to as few as 7, but Navy has widened it back out. Reeder in the backcourt double team, gets it away now to Murray. Murray forecourt on the right wing to Skipworth, who will set up the offense. Skipworth angling to his right against Donald Davis with the dribble. Now goes up top, pass out of the reach of Chris Williams. A steal for Starzy Walker. Walker running 3-on-2, wheels down the lane. Ball knocked out of his hands, out of bounds to Wofford. Good hustle by Skip Victor to get back on defense. An outstanding defensive player, a senior. Skip Victor is yet to score, but he's been a factor from Inglewood, California. Alfred Forbes about to check in for the Terriers. 11:52 to play. Navy still leading 53-39. Forbes in, Starzy Walker out. You've got Ravenel, Forbes, Hasty, Chadwick, and Davis out on the floor. Ravenel looking to trigger over the baseline, lobs it in, foul line right to Hasty. Now Chadwick takes the feed, runs baseline, hits Hasty, wide open, misses a 7-footer from the right side. Rebound loose, out of bounds, last touch by Ravenel as he was battling for the ball with Robert Reeder. Navy gets it back with a 14-point lead. Terrier offense has gone cold at the wrong time. Skipworth, the sophomore, at the near side, breaks the timeline with a right-handed dribble. Scissors dribble to his left, guarded tight by Davis. Gives it away to Murray. Right side to Skipworth. Right corner to Reeder. Reeder finds Victor at the right elbow. Up top, three-pointer put up and scored by Reggie Skipworth. He's got 12 points, all of them from outside the arc tonight. And suddenly Navy has bumped it back up to a 17-point lead with 11:10 to play. Donald Davis for the Terriers, up top to Hasty to Chadwick. Loses the ball here at the near side. Great job again by Skip Victor to hustle out, get a piece of the pass, and then Chadwick was the last one to touch it before it went out of bounds. Navy with a 17-point lead in the ball. Into the forecourt. Here's Skipworth. He goes on the right wing now to Murray. Bounce feed along the baseline to Victor. Back up to Skipworth. Skipworth left baseline feed to Victor. His pass underneath. Knocked away by Donald Davis. Out of bounds. Last touch by Davis as Davis jumped in front of Chris Williams and nearly picked it away. Donald Davis, a good defensive player, as you well know. Second on the club to Forbes and steals on the left wing. Wide open look off the inbound shot. Missed from 16 feet away by Sean Murray, but as the Terriers outlet the ball, Murray steals it. Murray, left wing to Victor, open for a 14-footer. It's nearly an air ball. However, Reeder with the rebound. Shot blocked by Hasty. Reeder looks to go back up, and this time he travels. Robert Reeder got his own miss, but then as he tried to go back up after a ball fake, he walked. With Shane DeLoach in, Bishop Ravenel will stay in. Kenny Hasty will check out. 10:34 to play in the ball game. Navy with a 56-39 lead. Here come the Terriers. Going right to left here in the second half. Donald Davis up top, looking for the motion. Gives it to Forbes, up top to Loach. Left wing now to Ravenel. Ravenel to Forbes. Ball knocked out of his hands by Murray, but Ravenel recovers. Ravenel left wing to Forbes. Forbes wheels in, turns, shot no good as he went up and under Murray. Rebound loose along the end line over to Navy off the foot of Bishop Ravenel. Midshipmen get the ball back with 10:09 to play, still leading 56-39. They had a 19-point lead at the break, 39-20. On the right wing, Sean Murray, just a sophomore. Up top to Skipworth, another sophomore. Bounce feed in the left corner to Victor. Victor, chest pass up top to Skipworth, open for a three, missed it back iron, long rebound to Chadwick. Skip Victor took it out of his hands, and he lays it in. First 2 points of the night for Victor as he stole the ball from Ian Chadwick. Chadwick now runs into the paint, finds Donald Davis, left side of the lane. He'll put up a baseline jumper and score from 8 feet away. And Donald Davis nearly steals the ball away from Chris Williams, but it's out of bounds at the near side. Last touch by Davis. 9:31 to play. Navy's lead 17, 58-41. For the midshipmen, high up on the right side, here's Victor directing traffic, watched by Ravenel. Out of the matchup zone. Along the left wing, here's Skipworth. He'll give it up now to Murray. Murray in the paint to Chris Williams, to Skipworth. Left wing, comes in the corner now to Victor. Three-pointer miss. Ian Chadwick with the side rebound as he took it away from Robert Reeder. Terriers on the move, down 17. Davis left wing, feeds in the low post to DeLoach. Drop step, turns, misses the shot over Reeder. Rebound comes off to Navy. Chris Williams on the run, 4-on-3, drives all the way himself, and he's called for the charge. Chris Williams runs into Ian Chadwick, an offensive foul. That'll be 2 on Chris Williams, 6 on the mids this half. We're under 9 minutes to play. Navy up 17. It's 58-41. Terriers have firmed things up a little bit on defense. Now they've got to score some unanswered points and do it in a hurry. Starzy Walker checks in for Wofford. John Williams into the Navy lineup, along with Savane, who has been a force on the defensive boards tonight for the mids. Donald Davis will bring it across the timeline, angling to his right, guarded by Skipworth. Up top to Chadwick. Chadwick to Walker, circling to his right. Walker, high up left side to Forbes, goes on the wing now to Davis. Davis looking for a cutter, goes right side to Forbes. Forbes, watched there by Murray, off the dribble, hangs in the air, shot deflected, but it comes away to Chadwick. 10 on the shot clock for Ian, runs the paint, in traffic. Savane blocks his shot out of bounds over the baseline. 6'8" Savane comes flying out of midair and deflects that shot out of bounds. Terriers have 8 on the shot clock. Inbounds right wing to DeLoach. Right elbow to Davis. Donald with 4 on the shot clock now. Long three-pointer over Skipworth. Too much, no good. Uncontested rebound for Victor in the mids. They've got it up 58-41. Murray along the right wing. Forbes forgot about him. Right baseline to Williams. Feeds in the low post to Savane. Back up to Skipworth. And Navy will reset as they spread the floor against the Terrier man-to-man defense. John Williams high up on the left side. Goes back up to Skipworth. 12 on the shot clock. Skipworth wheeling to his left. Watched by Chadwick. Now on the right wing. Feed is stolen away by Forbes. He stepped out and took the pass away. He's tripped from behind by John Williams. And there's no call. Where's the whistle? Skip Victor. Low post to Savane. Double teamed on the block. Return to Victor. Long two-pointer from the right side won't go. Rebound loose. Comes down to Donald Davis for the Terriers. Wofford down 17 points. 7.5 minutes to play. Davis runs the lane. Dishes off to Forbes. He tries to lay it in. He's fouled. And Richard Johnson can't believe on that previous possession when one of his players was tripped that no foul was called. Foul call goes against Navy's. Satafa Savane, his second 7 on the team. Alfred Forbes will get to shoot 2. Alfred has scored 9 tonight. If he hits one here, he will be in double figures for a third straight game. 6 out of 7 this season. Boy, Richard really laying into the official. First shot is good. Richard better be careful. He does have a legitimate beef, folks. The player was clearly tripped while driving into the open court, tripped from behind, and there was no call. Second shot coming up. 58-42. Navy up 16. Richard still jawing at the official. Now one of the officials saying, hey, calm down. Second shot for Alfred. Good. So he got them both. And we'll get immediate timeout. Big 12 title game, Kansas State and Texas A&M tied at 27. Earlier today, UCLA fell from the ranks of the unbeaten. Miami beat the Bruins 49-45. Right here, college basketball. Navy with a 58-43 lead over the Terriers. Rashane DeLoach steals a pass, and here comes Wofford with 7:10 to play in the ball game. Ravenel to Davis. His pass underneath for DeLoach, stolen away by Skipworth. Navy coming in the other direction. John Williams, baseline feed to Murray. Back up on the left wing to Williams. He'll hand to Skipworth. Terriers hanging back in their 1-3-1 matchup zone. Feed goes low post to Murray. Shovels underneath to Savane. He lays it in, and he is fouled. Great interior passing by the midshipman. Savane will get 2, and then a chance for the three-point play. The foul goes against Alfred Forbes, who's second. That's 5 on the team. Bishop Ravenel will check out for the Terriers. It's DeLoach, Walker, Chadwick, Forbes, and Donald Davis starting 5 out there. The free throw to complete the three-point play is good by Savane. Navy's lead is 61-43. Donald Davis angling left with his dribble, goes on the wing to Starzy Walker. Walker up top to DeLoach. DeLoach right wing now to Davis. Davis finds Chadwick cutting right side of the lane, hangs in the air, muscles one in over Chris Williams and scores off the window. Ian Chadwick now has scored 13 points. It's 61-45, Navy leading it with 6:20 to play in the ball game. Terriers stay in the matchup. Sooner or later they'll have to go to a full man-to-man to speed things up. Skipworth angling left off a pick with his dribble. Goes on the wing to Williams. His pass is deflected, stolen. Rashane DeLoach comes out of there with it for the Terriers. Wofford down 16. 6 minutes to play. Donald Davis angling right with his dribble. Right elbow to Forbes. Runs the lane. Shot blocked by Savane from behind. Here comes Murray for Navy. Boy, they are good on the defensive end. Williams, that's John Williams on the left wing to Murray. Thought about a 3. Instead, Navy showing discipline. Gets it back up to Skipworth. Terriers hang back defensively with 5:40 to go. On the left wing, here's Murray. Up top to Skipworth, angles right with his dribble. Right wing, John Williams, bounce feed back out to Skipworth. 10 on the shot clock. Skipworth to Chris Williams. Right wing, John Williams, three-pointer short over Starzy Walker. Rebound, Rashane DeLoach. 61-45. Navy leading. 5:19 to go. Terriers at one point had the deficit down to 7. Right here, they're down 16 points. Chadwick, top of the circle, drives right side of the lane. Shot checked by Chris Williams and a steal. Now in the other direction, here's Skipworth. Goes on the right wing to Murray. Murray to Skipworth. 3-point circle. In low to Savane. Turns. Shot over to Loach is good. Nice touch for the big man. Savane has now scored 10. And Navy's lead is 63-45. We're under 5 minutes. Brandon Boyce, the big 7-footer, ready to check in for the 6 of 9 outside the 3-point arc. When they've needed one, they've gotten it for the most part. Terriers down 63-45, 4:43 to go. Donald Davis, as Wofford has possession, right wing to Brandon Boyce out of Decula, Georgia. The sophomore, he is checked in. On the right wing, Starzy Walker about 25 feet away. His pass for Forbes goes off the face of Murray, comes to Forbes. Diagonal feed baseline to Donald Davis. He buries a 10-footer. Donald Davis has 8 points all in the second half. It's 63-47 for the midshipman, Skipworth. Calmly setting things up. Terriers have gone to a man-to-man defense now, though Skipworth giving plenty of time to angle right with his dribble as Davis gives him all sorts of breathing room. Now Chris Williams down the lane, crossover move, but he traveled. Chris Williams looking to lay the ball in, but he got hung up and he traveled. 4:03 to play. Wofford down 16 points, and now one of the officials night. Following night, Wednesday the 16th, Wofford will play at Georgia Tech. That'll be the NBA portion of the schedule. Back-to-back nights against SEC foes. That'll be a tough one. 7:45 airtime at Auburn, 7:15 airtime at Georgia Tech, then not back in action until January 2nd. Ian Chadwick looking to drive baseline to baseline, and let's see if the bucket counts. He lays it in, but he was fouled out front, and no basket. He'll get a 1-and-1 instead. Chadwick is fouled by Skip Victor, his 4th. That's 8 on the team, so a 1-and-1 coming up for Ian Chadwick. From the line tonight, Ian is 5 out of 7. He has scored 13 points in the ball game. And Ian will step up here with Wofford down 16 points, just a tick under 4 minutes to go. Front end is good. He'll get the bonus. Ian Chadwick out of Atlanta. His dad, Dennis, in the stands tonight as he makes most every home game. Also his mom, Janice, is here. Every now and then Janice will sing the national anthem for us, and boy is she good. Second shot good. Navy will look to inbound against the full court press. Wofford down 14, and now Starzy Walker with a steal on a poor pass from Reeder. Right wing Donald Davis, 3-pointer short. In the other direction, long rebound comes away to Murray. Wants to drive end-to-end, fouled as he goes up with a layup by Chadwick. That's 2 on Ian, 6 on the team, and now Sean Murray will make his first trip to the line tonight. Murray from the line, 2 for 4. He's had a good night, 8 points. Here's a guy who's averaging just 3 per game coming in, though his playing time has increased as the year has gone on for the mids. Shot on the way, no good, back iron. Wofford down 14 points, 3:48 to play. Another one coming up for Murray. Boy, if Donald Davis hit that 3, that could have been a momentum getter. Second shot rattles and is good for Murray, and now Navy. Here's Chattanooga in here Saturday night, January the 9th. You can order your tickets by calling the Terrier Athletic Department, or you can do so over the internet at the Terriers Athletic website, www.wofford.edu. Donald Davis on the left wing for the Terriers, down 15 points. Here's Chadwick, return to Davis with a bounce feed. Davis tries to shake around Skipworth, now lobs inside for Forbes. Pass deflected, stolen away by Jeremy Toten, who is checked in for Navy. Takes the feed underneath from Victor. Behind the back, no-look feed underneath to the cutter. Filling the lane is Robert Reeder, and he lays it in. Navy on the verge of salting this one away. They're up 66-49 with 3:10 to go. Davis out high to Chadwick. Left wing Alfred Forbes runs baseline, runs into Reeder, who's called for the foul. 4 on Robert Reeder, 9 on the team. Alfred Forbes. Let's see if they call it 2 or 1-and-1. Actually, they got Murray. They didn't get Reeder. How about that? Sean Murray with his 5th, so he's done for the night. New face into the Navy lineup. We mentioned Jeremy Toten, who just made a great pass, a 6'6" junior out of Evansville, Indiana. When you play the service academies, you play people from all over the country. We saw it with Army. We saw it with Air Force. You look at this Navy roster. California, Georgia, Michigan, Tennessee, Senegal, Oregon, Kansas, Maryland, Texas. We find them everywhere. First shot from Alfred Forbes is short. He'll get another. Alfred in double figures tonight. He has scored 7 in the second half, 11 in the ball game. From the line tonight, he is 8 for 11. Second free throw. Gets the kind roll. Front rim, backboard, down it goes. Navy's lead is 66-50. John Pryor into the lineup. Ian Chadwick out. Wofford will press full court fashion. John Williams over the baseline. Inbounds to Skipworth, and now in the forecourt at the far side, Victor. His pass is behind Williams, stolen away. Pryor dishes right for Forbes. Ball out of bounds to Wofford. Good hustle by Skip Victor to get back on defense and get a piece of that pass, breaking up the transition opportunity. Ian Chadwick into the Terrier lineup. John Pryor out. Starzy Walker will trigger it in over the end line. Terriers with a set play as they line up in a box. Donald Davis up top. Davis looking for some room against Skipworth. Donald, left wing to Walker. Walker bounces it in on the blocks to Forbes. Backs in, turns. Shot over John Williams is good, and the Terriers will use a timeout. Of regulation, the clock stops after a basket. Coaches will use timeouts between the 3 and 1 minute mark. For Navy, going left to right. Skip Victor hustling into the forecourt. Ball knocked out of his hands from behind by Pryor. Victor touched it last, out of bounds into the Navy bench at the near side. Well, the Terriers down 14. Richard Johnson with 2:36 to play. Shuffling in, offense, defense on possessions. Ravenel in, Terenthio White out, Starzy Walker in. So you've got Walker, Ravenel, Chadwick, Davis, and Forbes out there. Navy continuing to play man-to-man. They've done it all night. Chadwick pulls up off the dribble, misses an 8-footer from the right side. Ball was halfway down and came out. Rebound Victor, and he'll get 1 and 1. Victor with just 2 points tonight, but they haven't needed his offense. They have thrived on his defense. A 77% free throw shooter, and the first shot is good. He'll get the bonus. 67-52. This is a very good Navy team, folks. Could be on the verge of going to 5 and 1. They've already beaten Rice and Davidson this year. Second shot rattles and drops. 68-52. Terriers hustle into the forecourt. Ian Chadwick gives away to Walker. Starzy for a 3. Good. Starzy Walker. Terriers use the timeout following Starzy Walker's 3-point basket. So now Navy will inbound against the full court press. Toten, long baseball pass down the floor. He overthrows Chris Williams. Ball out of bounds to Wofford. Terriers get it back, down 13. Ball will be inbounded by Alfred Forbes in the backcourt. Since Chris Williams did get his fingers on that pass, the Terriers have to inbound in the backcourt as opposed to taking it at the spot of the inbounds previously. Ian Chadwick against Victor out of the full court press. Races into the forecourt along the far side underneath to Ravenel. Scores with the right hand on a finger roll. Bishop has his first 2. It's an 11-point game. Outlet in the forecourt. Navy breaks the press. To the right wing, Victor. Baseline feed to Chris Williams. As he goes up, he's fouled by Walker. He'll get 2 free throws. Navy having very little trouble there with the Terrier press. And actually, they didn't get Starzy. They got Alfred Forbes for his 4th. 8 on the team. 2:02 to play. Wofford has trimmed the deficit to 11. And now, here's Chris Williams, who has been erratic tonight from the line, shooting 2. Front end is perfect. When they need it, they get it. 14 points now for Chris Williams. From the line tonight, he is 6 for 10. Second shot, rotation, and down it goes. Navy's lead is 70-57. 2 minutes to play. Donald Davis will hustle into the forecourt at the far side, guarded by Skipworth. 3-pointer from Chadwick from the right wing, won't go. Rebound tipped up, out of bounds to Navy. That hurts. 1:52 to play. Terriers will substitute with Pryor and Terenthiel White. Chadwick and Ravenel out. And again, Wofford will press. Toten will inbound the ball over the end line. Runs the baseline. No traveling call. He ran the baseline without a shot being made. How can he do that? Into the forecourt. Skipworth fouled from behind by Pryor, and Skipworth will shoot 2. The basket was not made, and Toten was running up and down along the sideline. That will get 1 and 1. Terrier foul goes against John Pryor, his first 9 on the team. So next Terrier foul, Navy will be in the double bonus. The rest of the way, shot good. Bonus coming up for Reggie Skipworth, who now has scored an even 10 points on the night. Came in averaging close to 8 per game. Second shot rattles, down it goes. Navy now leading our ball game 72-57. Donald Davis going to put up a 3 from the right side. He buries it. Terriers will use a timeout. The full court press, in general, they have not had much trouble with the press. Toten will look to inbound. This time he can run the baseline, gets it in the backcourt to Victor, who is double teamed. His pass for Skipworth. Now it's ahead now to Reeder, and Reeder along the left wing will be fouled by Starzy Walker. So Reeder will get to shoot 2, as that is the 10th foul of the half, putting Navy into the double bonus for Starzy. That's his 3rd. And Robert Reeder, who is 2 for 3 from the line tonight, a total of 12 points in the ball game, will get a couple. Reeder out of Pasadena, first shot short, no good. He gets another. Ravenel and Chadwick in, Pryor and White out for the Terriers. 1:29 on the clock. Terriers in danger of having their 2-game streak snapped. Second shot by Reeder is good. 73-59. Ian Chadwick will hustle it up the far side of the floor. Chadwick off the dribble, long 3-pointer, perfect. Ian buries another. Terriers will not call a timeout here. They may not have one left. Now Skipworth, forecourt feed against the press to Chris Williams, who is fouled by Walker. That's 4 on Starzy, and Chris Williams will go back to the line. So Ian Chadwick buries a 3 to make it 73-62. Wofford now down 11 points with 1:15 to play, and now here's Chris Williams, who has been at the line seemingly all night. This will be his 12th free throw attempt, and it's good. He has hit his last 4 in succession. 16 points tonight for Chris Williams, one of 3 Williams on this Navy club. Second shot also good. Navy up 74-62 with 1:15 to play in the ball game. Donald Davis in to hustle it up the floor, and he'll work it along the far side. Davis across the timeline to the right wing to Ian Chadwick. Chadwick almost loses the dribble off his foot. Now Victor steals it. Skip Victor with a steal, running 2-on-2, dishes to Toten, lays it in. First 2 points for Jeremy Toten coming off the steal. It's 77-62, Navy leading. We're down to a minute. Donald Davis into the forecourt along the right wing, guarded by Skipworth, gives it up to Chadwick, 3-point circle, hounded by Victor, tries to spin to his right, and he is fouled. Now, if you're Navy's coach Don DeVoe, you don't like that very much. Reggie Skipworth committing his 3rd 10 on the team, so that means 2 free throws coming up here for Ian Chadwick, who quietly tonight has managed to score 18 points. From the line this evening, he has missed twice in 8 attempts, and his first here is good. Bishop Ravenel back into the Terrier lineup. Terenthiel White comes in. Walker and DeLoach will sit. 49.5 seconds to play. Wofford down 14. Chadwick with another opportunity here. Shot is good. Gets the kind roll off the front of the rim. John Pryor in, Chadwick out. Offense, defense, substitution by Richard Johnson. Wofford down 77-64 now. Toten running the baseline, inbounds to Victor. Victor hounded by Pryor in the backcourt. Forecourt, however, to Skipworth. Skipworth to Toten. Toten underneath, all alone. Chris Williams, he jams. Chris Williams all alone on the other end with the dunk. It's a 15-point Navy lead. Here's Forbes along the right side. Turn, shot off the window, won't good from 10 feet. Won't go from 10 feet away. Rebound comes down to Reeder for Navy, and Skipworth will walk it into the forecourt. Shot clock off. Navy leading by 15. Toten on the right wing, and Navy will hold the ball, and the Terriers may not foul here. Chris Williams shovels away to Skipworth. Skipworth gives it up now to Toten as Navy works a high weave, and this thing is in the hands of the midshipman. 5 seconds to go. Richard Johnson over to shake Don DeVoe's hand. There's the buzzer, and Navy wins.